Sculpting, glazing, and firing are just a few of the labor-intensive steps required to make ceramics. Handmade ceramic dinnerware isn't cheap, but porcelain dinnerware can be even more expensive. The price of porcelain varies, but some dishware, like this plate, can cost over $400. So how are ceramics made? And why is porcelain so expensive? There's a good chance that you sit on porcelain every day. It's the most common material used to make toilets. The reason why is also why it's a popular choice for dishware. Compared to other ceramics, porcelain is more durable and non-porous, so it lasts a long time, and it's easy to clean. It has a distinct white color, and unlike opaque stoneware, some porcelain is translucent. The secret to these differences is in the clay. Clay used for porcelain contains a high percentage of kaolin. This is what makes porcelain white. Kaolin is found all over the world, but large, high-quality deposits are rare. Porcelain is often referred to as China, which is where it was first created. But today, it's made all over the world. This is the Arita Porcelain Lab in Japan. Artisans young and old have made porcelain here for over 200 years. There are countless recipes for porcelain clay, but in addition to kaolin, they usually contain materials like quartz, feldspar, and ball clay. Each one changes the properties of the clay. Ball clay makes it more malleable, and feldspar helps it become glass-like when fired. The whitest, translucent clays need to be free from impurities, and generally cost more than other ceramic clays. But even for experienced potters, porcelain can be tricky to work with. In order to produce a large number of pieces, this workshop has an artisan for each specific step in the process. Even though 10 people work on each piece, producing new dishware can take over a month. Compared to other ceramics, many porcelain clays are challenging to mold by hand. It's also more prone to cracks when drying. To help with this, and to produce more uniform pieces, this workshop uses molds for complex shapes. One of those difficult steps is glazing. Glazing seals the clay, but it also adds color and patterns. And it's one of the reasons that ceramics can be so expensive. At this workshop, each design is delicately painted by hand. Another challenge in making porcelain is temperature. In order to achieve that glass-like surface, porcelain is fired at a higher temperature than most other ceramics, usually around 1300 degrees Celsius. At this workshop, pieces are fired 3 times, a lengthy but crucial process. The first firing is done without glaze, at 950 degrees for 2 days. Slow firing ensures that pieces don't break in the kiln. Once they've been fired, artisans apply what's called underglaze. The main firing at 1300 degrees takes 3 days. Loading this kiln is a daunting task, but it has to be done carefully, otherwise pieces could be destroyed inside. Thankfully, this firing was a success. Now, the final design starts to take shape. The price of porcelain varies based on the size and complexity of the design. A simple rice bowl costs around $7, but the most expensive platter from this workshop costs a few $1,000s. This blue and white design is a traditional look for porcelain, but in order to maintain interest in this ancient craft, the Arita Porcelain Lab has tried to create more contemporary designs that fit into a modern home.